It's House of Origin cutoff week, also known as halftime, and the deadline for bills is rapidly approaching. We spoke with longtime lobbyist Eileen Sullivan about what that means.
The bills in the House and the Senate, each chamber that we call them, have to be out.
Gross substitute House bill.
Out meaning voted on
Is declared passed.
by that certain day, and that day is today.
By March 12th, this session, all bills must be voted off the floor in their House of Origin to stay alive. The clock becomes very important on this cutoff day, and time management is the key. Remember, there are thousands of bills that are introduced, and only a few hundred will make it past this point.
Well, once a bill passes out of the chamber, the House or the Senate, it's now in the other chamber, and it really does have a much better chance of moving through the whole process. It is voted on by the whole body. That's a huge endorsement.
The House or Senate often leave a controversial bill to the very end, assuming the debate will be extensive. A good way to tell if a bill might have a long debate is by looking at the number of floor amendments proposed on it.
There might be a lot of amendments on a bill because there's a lot of opinions, obviously. Sometimes there's people who want to fix a bill, like, oh, we like this in concept, but we see 5 or 10 things that could be different that we'd like to see changed. Sometimes people use a strategy called loving a bill to death, which means we don't want to say we don't like the bill, so we're just going to offer a bunch of amendments. Sometimes people call it a Christmas tree, so just hang things on the bill, and then it'll die under its own weight. It'll take up a lot of time, people will get upset, the whole deals made could fall apart. That is a strategy behind a lot of amendments.
There are a number of strategies that can be employed when working with this deadline. But as long as the last bill is introduced on the floor by 4:59 p.m. on cutoff day, debate can go on as long as needed. This final bill is lovingly referred to as the 5 o'clock bill.
If it's a big controversy, but like the 5 o'clock bill, they'll probably gavel in, say we're going to do this bill, and then immediately gavel out and go caucus. And at the same time, they're talking to each other, trying to figure out what amendments are we going to offer, what amendments are we going to accept, who's voting with me, who's changed their mind. A lot of conversations.
This year, the 5 o'clock bill in the House had over 120 amendments, which is a lot, most of which were brought forth by the minority party. About half were withdrawn during caucus.
The following amendments are withdrawn.
A handful were deemed out of order.
The amendment is out of order. The point of order is well taken.
More were not adopted after much debate.
The amendment is not adopted.
And a few were engrossed into the final bill that passed out of the House along party lines.
Having received a constitutional majority, engrossed substitute House Bill 1296 is declared passed.
After 2 in the morning. But this was not the only debate that went past midnight this week. Why?
Sometimes they go late because they have no choice. I would say the House, there have just been so many ideas. I've been doing this a long time. I've not seen this many bills. I can't remember the last time. So as I said, they've been on the floor for at least 120 hours since last Monday. So I think that they'll go late because they have no choice. They have so many things, and they have so many committee chairs, right? So if I'm a committee chair and I passed 8 bills out of my committee and then not one of them gets passed off the floor, I'm going to be bothering the speaker saying, hey, come on. And then there's how many committee chairs all asking the speaker, please make sure I need 3 bills out. But another reason to go late is just to wear people down. It's a controversial bill, but we're going to start it at 5, and by 9:30, maybe we don't need that amendment. Maybe we're good, or maybe some people will soften on an issue by then. I mean, some of it is people just wear out.
While they may have been up late, it is only halftime, and the session continues. Legislators were up and at 'em, meeting and hearing bills in their committees the following day.